Well, recipe for a happy life. Research is showing, according to this headline, less materialism, more gratitude. New research finds materialistic people are less happy in large part because of their lack of gratitude. Picture the most materialistic people you know. They don't seem to be very happy, do they? They certainly have more stuff than most of us, and we're constantly bombarded with messages that equate stuff with bliss. So what's missing from their lives? Well, newly published research suggests a clear answer: gratitude. High materialists are less happy in part because they find it harder to be grateful for what they have. The researchers argue that because of this low level of gratitude, basic psychological needs, which allow individuals to thrive, go largely unmet. As in past research, we found that materialism was negatively associated with well-being, the researchers write. Then, breaking new ground, they add that their results suggest one major reason for this is likely the decreased gratitude that materialists experience. The resultant decreases in basic psychological needs. There are several theories regarding why materialistic people feel less gratitude. As the researchers note, it only makes sense that a materialistic outlook, which looks for satisfaction in what one does not have, would impair the ability to be grateful for what one has now. Such people can get caught in a negative spiral in which they have an unrealistic expectations of how happy material goods will make them when their experience falls short of those expectations. Their instinct is to seek out something new to purchase, putting them in an endless loop of anticipation and disappointment that does not leave room for gratitude. Very interesting. Sometimes some of you get confused about materialism and what it is. Materialism is it's a form of religion. It is where you are worshiping something, and materialism is the worship of stuff. It is not the acquisition of stuff, and it's not a certain level of ownership of stuff. You can actually not have any stuff and still be very materialistic. You can not have many materials and be very materialistic, because it's all about what you worship. It's all about what you think is going to make you happy. So I think if I get a new car, I'll be happy then. I think if I get a new house, I'll be happy then. I think if I go on vacation, I'll be happy then. I think that's a materialist. That's someone who is constantly searching for fulfillment or happiness or wholeness through the ownership or purchase or acquisition of stuff. We call it stuffitis. It's a disease. And we all have a little bit of it. It's like, you ever thought if I could just get a decent dadgum car? I mean, I drove junk freaking cars for so long. They were just beat up old Bondo buggies that I thought was going to leave me dead on the side of the road at any minute. I drove that stuff for so long, and I have to admit, I just would think if I could just get a decent car. Well, that's a form of materialism, stuffitis that I was suffering from. Now, I will tell you, and I don't want you to get materialism confused with stuff, because, again, stuff is not evil. Getting a large pile of stuff is not evil. It just messes you up when you think that's going to make you happy. Because I'll tell you, if you eat enough lobster, it tastes like soap. There's no going out to dinner that's ever going to be good enough and that you can't get satiated with. There's no purchase of clothing or purchase of an item you collect or whatever the thing is that doesn't do that. So, again, just to reiterate, I know wealthy people who have a lot of things who are not materialistic. Think about it. Because materialistic is not about the amount of stuff. It's about the view of stuff. You can be poor and be materialistic. You can be rich and be materialistic. The saddest ones are the wealthy that are materialistic. That's very sad. Because it was like a dog chasing a car. They finally caught it and they don't know what to do with it. There's no satisfaction. Now what do? I caught it. I can't, and I don't know how to drive a car. That's what the dog says, right? You just, we got leash laws everywhere now. Most of you haven't grown up seen a dog chasing a car, but when I was growing up, the dogs all ran loose and they all chased cars. Not all of them, but the dumb ones did. A lot of three-legged ones did from where they got hit by the car. But what do you do if you're a dog chasing a car when you catch it? What do you do if you're a materialist when you finally get a pile of stuff? Did it really fill up that hole in your soul? No, it did not. That's materialism. And materialism is not related to the amount of stuff that someone has. But here, very interesting, they have a low level of gratitude. A low level of gratitude. They have a sense of entitlement. Yeah, entitlement is the opposite of gratitude, one of the opposites. Interesting. And you know, some of the ugliest people on the planet are those that are ungrateful. You ever done something for somebody and you thought you did a really good deed and they just look at you? Just completely ungrateful. Just a sense of arrogant entitlement. That's an ugly, ugly thing for you or your kid to have. It's an ugly character trait. It's the people you want to help the least. A friend of mine tweeted, a lady's coming down the aisle in the airplane, and he jumps up out of his seat and helps her put her, she's struggling with her bag, helps her put her bag up overhead. She doesn't say thank you. She doesn't say anything. Her answer was, you can help me get it down when we leave. That was her answer. It makes you want to take it back out of the overhead and sit it in the aisle for her. You test pilot for a broom factory. Seriously, you just said that? Ungrateful. It's ugly. Lack of gratitude is ugly. And there is a huge correlation between happiness and gratitude. And by the way, gratitude is a decision. Just like materialism is a decision. You get to decide to be grateful. You can just look at the sunrise in the morning, look at the sunset in the evening. You can look at the life that you have and say, I'm working on making it better, but I am grateful for where I am. Gratitude does not mean you're not ambitious. Does not mean you're not goal-oriented. It just means you smile and nod and tip your hat and say, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you to your wife. Thank you to your kids. Thank you to the guy who put your bag in the overhead compartment. Just a grin and a thank you. And it's a spirit of gratitude. It's very appealing. And it's the opposite of entitlement, the opposite of materialism. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.